What's up? What's up, tribe? Listen, it has been a long day, but I had promised y'all we were going to do this Raising Kanan. So here I am. Here I am. Here I am. What's up? What's up? What's up? It is so good to see you guys. Hey, Xavier, you are my, you're my Raising Kanan power guru. You my ace. Okay. What's up, everybody coming in? Cajun, do you ever stop trolling? Lord have mercy. But anyway, let's get into it. So this is Raising Kanan season 4, episode 2. And what I'm gonna say is this. As much okay, I feel like that made it worse. As much as don't be serious, because I would never go on a show like that. So you ain't serious about me. I would never go on a show called Married at First Sight. All right, I feel like we're good now. Okay, so as much as I enjoyed last week's episode, because I think as a fan base, we wanted Unique back. I don't know if we want him back the way we got him, but we wanted him back. And so they needed to go back and explain bada 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 bada. And I really did enjoy last week's episode. Honestly, I really did. However, it was so clear after seeing this episode, it was so clear that last week's episode was an afterthought. That last week's episode was a plugging in. You know what I'm saying? It was so obvious that this really was supposed to be the season premiere, that this was supposed to be the first episode, but it is what it is. And you can even see how like Unique was sort of thrown in. You know what I mean? He was sort of spliced in to this episode, but it's okay. It's all right. I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a good episode. I didn't like some of the stuff that happened in this episode, but it's power. Do I ever like half? I don't even. Do I ever like half of what they do with this? But anyway, we start this episode off. Jukebox is in boot camp because now we're picking up where we're supposed to be. So we done fast forward a couple of months. Jukebox has actually gone to the army, and she is actually in boot camp. Now, on one hand, I'm glad they did not drag it out because they drug out this whole army thing all last season. Like, I kind of am glad that we skipped the telling Marvin, telling the family, packing up, going away. Like, I'm kind of glad we skipped all of that. Like, okay, we just literally see her. I'm glad they chose this as the second episode because it was interesting and would have been a bad premiere. I don't think it would have been a bad premiere if they hadn't brought Unique back. Like if they hadn't brought Unique back and you take out all of the scenes that show Unique stalking everybody, I think it would have been a good preview. I mean, a good premiere. But that's me. So we see Jukebox. She's at training camp. She's going through all of the things. She's actually doing really well, right? We see her, she looked like she's actually excelling and even doing better than the guys that she's in training camp with. So, and then we even hear, Rock referencing Marvin is proud of her. He's referencing, her being in training camp and stuff like that. So again, I'm glad we missed all of that, yada, 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 yada. And that's where she is. We see a press conference where they're basically saying that Detective Malcolm was a dirty cop. He had been under investigation. Really, B, you haven't even really said anything, and I'm over here tickled and can't help but giggling. I love you too, Cajun. But they turn this into like a whole like organized international crime ring, and basically they feel like the case is closed. Detective Malcolm's commanding officer is not feeling it. He is not here for it. He's like, listen, he pulled in the other detective and he was like, listen, I ain't really feeling this. I got about 6 months before they make me retire, but we're going to get to the bottom of this because at the end of the day, he's a cop. And we are not going to let, the unaliving of a cop go adjudicated, what's the word I'm looking for, right? They were like, we're gonna handle it, and it's gonna be dealt with. So they're gonna keep, but he said we gotta keep it off the books though, because they've unofficially closed the case. They did ask at the press conference, which I'm glad they addressed the fact that they addressed Detective Malcolm's Juliana, was her name Juliana, his partner. They did address the fact that the partner unalived herself, and do they think that that's still how it happened? And they were like, yeah, we have no reason to believe that that's not how it happened. So I guess moving forward, that's the end of that. At least I don't know. Child, who knows? But for right now, the Juliana piece is done, and we are still dealing with the realness of Detective Malcolm and what happened with him. We see Detective Burke. Was her first name Juliana? No, Juliana was thank you, Detective Burke. Juliana was the lady at the store. My bad, y'all. She was the lady at the store. My bad. So we see Unique, Lord, my name. We see Unique go by his old house. We see an eviction notice on the door because who was there to pay the rent? He goes inside because for whatever reason, the door's not locked. He just walks right in a door with the whole eviction notice on the door, but you could just walk right on back in the door, but okay. And the house is empty. Like his fish tank is there. Some kids' toys are laying around, but for the most part, the house is empty. So I guess the landlord has cleaned the house out. Or I guess they've already put his stuff on the street. You assume they didn't show him use the key. They literally just showed him open the door. Like he didn't. If he had used the key, I would even be like, oh, he used his key. He literally just turned the knob. They didn't show him unlock the door, but whatever. Small things, right? Not a big deal. But the house is empty, and we can clearly see the frustration and Unique. We see him find a checkers game. I don't know if that's supposed to be symbolic of playing checkers, not chess. I don't know. But, of course, he's visibly upset. Everything is gone. Like, all of his stuff is gone. Furniture, clothes, everything is gone. And I'm sure that was a harsh reality for him to have to see it. And throughout this episode, we see him having, beating himself in the head, having these, I'm assuming, headaches. His head is hurting. But we see him dealing with this throughout the episode. Once again, we were warned last episode that there will be remnants to his injuries and things like that. We get over to Kanan headquarters, and things are moving. They move, but their product is slowing down. They're having some issues, keeping their product up. Kanan's accountant is letting him know, look, bruh, we're gonna have to make some adjustments if we can't get our product in here. And I think Kanan is putting people on the hourly wage instead of what he'd been paying up child. They got a whole business empire going on there, okay? Crystal comes in the door, and we find out that Unique is going to be worse than Ronnie. Yeah, Unique definitely looked like, yeah. We find out what happened to the baby. Crystal had, she took care of it. She had an abortion, and her and Kanan, they getting hot and heavy. They about to have sex, and she was like, "Yo, go get a condom." And he was like, he goes over like he's gonna put one on, and then he stops like, "Well, I could just pull out." And she was like, "Yeah, like that worked the last time." And here's where I've never. Clearly, I don't know what sex feels like from a man's point of view. Clearly. But I will never understand men and this whole aversion to condom situation. Like, I just don't get it. Especially since you literally just had a scare and the girl was pregnant and had to have a hole. You had to go. Like, I literally don't get that. But Crystal was time enough for him. Crystal said, look, Kanan, I wanted that baby. No, he was like, I took care of it. She was like, no, you took care of it. He was like, well, I paid for it. She was like, but I really wanted that baby. He was like, it wasn't the right timing. She was like, it wasn't the right timing for you. But for me, that's what I wanted. Even though, girl, it wasn't the right timing for you either. You ain't need no parts of no baby, okay? But she was like, I did it for you, even though I didn't necessarily, that's not how I wanted to handle the situation. And she said, but I know you still running around town with other girls. And he was like, what are you talking about? She was like, I saw you with Michaela. He was like, Michaela? He called her a hood rat, which in no world is Michaela or Nicaila a hood rat over Crystal. But whatever, Kanan, go off. And Crystal basically leaves, like she gets up and walks away and tells him, look, I want to be with you. I love you, you know, but you're not going to play with me. And she leaves him. And Kanan is like, what the hell just happened here? Now, while that is going on, Marvin then went and picked Lou up from rehab. So Lou is out of rehab and he looks good, okay? Because all last season, Lou was toe up from the flow up, but he looks good. He's saying all the right things, you know, saying all the right stuff that people say when they get out of rehab. He thanks Marvin because he know Marvin had a lot to do with, you know, paying for everything and definitely coming and picking him up. He says that he has an interview down at the record place, and you know he just got to figure it all out, right? He just got to get it all figured out. Now, the one thing I do have a problem with, you mean to tell me, I don't know how long Lou been in rehab. Let's say 3 months. Let's just put a 3-month window on it because we know he went to rehab before before the season was over. And this is supposed to be what, 2-3 months later after the finale, at the end of the episode. You mean to tell me ain't nobody go past Lou's house and clean his fucking apartment? Y'all didn't send nobody. A cleaning service, maids to go. That man walked into his apartment and it was a time capsule. And here's the thing, he gotta have roaches. It was food containers and dirty clothes and liquor bottles. If nothing else, y'all should have cleaned that apartment up so he didn't come back home to all them damn liquor bottles. The man just got out of rehab for alcohol. There shouldn't have been not a piece of liquor in that apartment. I know y'all got a key. Rock, Marvin, nobody. Anyway, I know that seemed like a small thing, but I was like, when he walked into his apartment, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Anyway, moving right along. All these trips to the clinic, child. So we see Kanan and Rock. Kanan is at the house washing his clothes. And Rock was like, for somebody that, you know, you sure, you say you don't like it over here, but you sure ain't got no problem using my washing machine. So Kanan lets Rock know that, you know, he running low on product and he needs to get some more product. She was like, I got you. I got to go meet with Quan. He said he want to have a sit down first, but, you know, I'm going to handle it. And they do actually have a moment. I mean, when I say a moment, they wasn't all hugging. They wasn't all lovey-dovey, but they did actually have a conversation without Kanan, you know, rolling his eyes, sucking his teeth, and talking to her like he was crazy. Now, it ain't go too far, but it was better than what it's been. Okay? Was a maid service in a black neighborhood a thing back then? Listen, they would have went wherever they would have got paid to go. I'm just saying. So then we have another scene where we see Unique found his baby mama. She probably just at her mama house. He knew where her mama house was. That's his mom. That is his mom. And again, we see him struggling with these pains in his head, child. Unique is effed up. Okay, that's all I can say about the Unique situation. So we see Kanan walking down the street and he get hemmed up by the detective, asking him about Famous. And listen, this is where we find out that Famous is off the grid. Famous has disappeared. Now, while his record is doing very well and it's blowing up, nobody can find him. And Marvin thinks that he done snitched and they got him in protective custody. Nobody really knows where he is exactly. We know he's not unalive because in the trailer we see Famous running, and I'll be honest, and I think we said this. I think we said this season 1, maybe season 2, but definitely I know it was said. We think that Famous might be Juke's. Would it be her first kill? Has Juke at this point, has Jukebox killed anybody? Xavier, has Jukebox? Let me know. If let me know. But remember something was said about I don't know if it was on the original Power Child. I can't remember now. It's all blending together. But thank you, Gabby Boo. But was it Jukebox or was it? Okay, I think Famous might be her first because remember, was it Kanan? 50 Cent voiceover Kanan, or was it even Jukebox in the original Power said like you something until you have to kill a friend? It was something along those lines about having to kill a friend. Who said that, Xavier? Was that Kanan that said that? I think Famous might be Jukebox's first kill, y'all. I think this is definitely the season where we're going to see Jukebox turn into the Jukebox we met on the original Power. I don't know. Okay, 50 Cent's voiceover. So that's what I thought. And I think it's Famous. I think Famous is going to be that friend that is going to change things. Maybe for Kanan, maybe for Juke. I don't think it's Kanan. I really think it's Juke. Because we've already sort of seen that in Kanan. Like we've seen it in Kanan. But moving right along, back down to basic training, we find out that one of the guys that was in basic training with Jukebox, he gets kicked out because they find, what's up, DeMarcus? Hey, boo, I ain't seen you in a minute. We find out it's her first kill going to be one of those I think her first kill is going to be one of those military dudes. Maybe Xavier, maybe. But we found out that one of the guys in her unit got put out because they found gay magazines in his locker. And she was like, damn, is that serious? And I think it was at that moment that Jukebox realized, because of course, Nicole's dad tried to warn her. And I'm sure she knew what the policy was, but I don't think she realized it would be that serious. And that's when she realized, oh, this is serious. Like, being gay is a big deal. He's getting kicked out. And I don't think that she thought they would go down that way. All right. With that being said, so back down to the Chinese restaurant. I think so too. Marvin's character killing Famous is weird, so Jukebox does it instead. Yeah, I think it's Juke, y'all. I think it's Juke. Hey, Dale. So yeah. Oh, definitely during this time period. Because this was before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, right? Because this was the difference in Don't Ask, Don't Tell. It was kind of like people might know, but as long as, you're not out basically, coming out the closet, you could do your thing. The army will look the other way kind of thing. DeMarcus, really? So down to the Chinese restaurant, Marvin catches the little nephew literally stealing right in front of him. And I'm sure there'll be some significance to that later on. But we see Marvin, of course, he catches the nephew and the guy tries to say, look, his mom is sick. It's been a misunderstanding. It won't happen again. And, Marvin is kind of like, how can I trust you? Like, how can I trust y'all to run a business when you literally got your nephew stealing right under your nose? Like, he's literally standing right there and you didn't even see him. Rock goes to meet with Quan. And for no reason whatsoever, just because he can, he lets Rock know he's increasing the price of the re-up by 20%. And Rock was like, yo, you can't do that. Quan was like, I can, and I did. And then he just straight up dismissed her. Like, So I'm not sure what I missed. Like, why all of a sudden is he playing hardball and he being so cold? I don't know what I missed. But neither here nor there, he dismissed Rock. Now, I knew then, because we are 4 seasons in with Miss Rock. I knew then, Quan, you just signed your death warrant, because Rock is not playing with you. And I didn't know the who, the what, the when, the where, the how of it. But trust me, by the end of this season, Quan won't be with us no more. Quan won't be with us no more. By the end of this season, he won't be here. I think Famous told that Ronnie, Howard, and Rock was at the apartment. It'll be interesting to see how Famous shows back up, because Marvin is convinced that he's a snitch. And once they think you're a snitch, doesn't matter whether you are or not, right? Well, I don't think he's convinced, but it's definitely on his mind. Let me say that. I don't know if he's convinced yet, but it's definitely on his mind. To be the connect, you have to take out the connect. Rock could have Marvin smoke Quan for Rock to take Quan position. Rock would deal with Jay Quan again as a plug. Oh, Joe Quinn again as a plug. Well, here's the thing. Well, just like when she went to meet with Stefano, he was like, you got to find a replacement. Like, I'm cool with us not doing business with Quan anymore, but you got to find a replacement. Like, you can't just take Quan out and leave everybody high and dry. So that's what we're going to see Rock working on, the next couple of episodes, is finding a replacement. Because, again, the minute she does, that's a wrap on Quan. But moving right along, we see Jukebox hopping on a bus to Atlanta. Now, at first, I was like, did she get like a weekend pass? Or is she going AWOL? Well, child, come to find out, the girl done went AWOL. Okay. I guess she figured, listen, they kicking people out for being gay. I'm gay, and I ain't gonna not be gay. I am who I am. I'm gonna not, I can't pretend that I'm not. And so I'm gonna get up out of here. So she hops on the Greyhound down to the Atlanta, honey. And at first I was like, why is she going to Atlanta? But I forgot that is where, is it my Keisha, not Keisha? That's where Nakia is, down at Spelman. So she goes to Spelman to go visit her, and we'll get back to that later. I also think this is why she ends up having to change her name, because that was one of the questions. Why did Jukebox change her name? This is why I think she ended up having to legally change her name. However, I guess we'll wait and see how this whole thing plays out with the Army, because there's absolutely no way she would have got a job with a legitimate police department with a dishonorable discharge. So we got to definitely see how that plays out. Moving right along, they may just punish her. Like, if she goes back, see, I was thinking when she left Atlanta, if she had gone back, she just would have been punished or whatever, but she wouldn't. I don't think they would have kicked her out, especially because she was doing so well. But then she went back. She went to New York. So, again, we'll wait and see how that plays out. But, yeah. 2 months, Jukebox, come on, girl. Come on. You can pretend for a little bit. And the reason why I say that, I'm not telling nobody to go in the closet, but the reason why I say you could pretend for a little bit is because you knew. Like, you knew you couldn't be out and be in the military. It wasn't a secret. So the fact that you went anyway means that you should have already gone in with the idea that you're going to have to keep this a secret, at least until you get out of basic training. Damn, girl. So while this is going on, Luda went down to the record company and met with the head dude down there. And dude straight up told him, look, baby, I done been to rehab 3 times. Ain't nobody judging you. I get it. I'm fine with it. I understand. Come on in here and let's talk. Like, your name has been highly recommended. You got the Midas touch. Literally the hottest record on the streets right now. You made in the back corner of a club down in New York, like down in the hood. So, like, I know if you could do that, Gelfin, thank you, boo. I know if you can do that with under those circumstances, then with a budget and a great studio and the right artist, I know you can make me a whole lot of money. He says, listen, I have this. He said, I believe that rap is the future, but I know I don't really have any talent in that area. Like, I have made absolutely no money. I've put out, I've signed these artists and I've made no money. I need you. I need your expertise. I need your help. And so Lou tells him, listen, I've gone over your roster and you really only have one person on this roster that's worth anything. And he tells him who the artist is, and Gelfin is like, called Be Realer the problem child. Right. And that's what he said. He said, sir, he was like, so the one person that you said I should keep is the person that's in jail right now. And Lou was like, yeah, but he's worth it. Like, right. He been in there for every addiction, including sex addiction child. He was like, yeah, but it's worth it. Like, he might be in jail right now, whatever, but that's who you need on your team. Like, he's the one. And so he tells Lou, listen, I need you. Like, why don't you come on board or whatever? And Lou lets him know, look, I'm still trying to figure everything out. And right now, I can't commit to this because I really, I got to figure this out post rehab. And he told him, listen, I told you, I know what it's like, been there and done that. And so don't close this door. Promise me you'll keep an open mind. Promise me, that you'll think about it. And he tells him, he said, go talk, he was like, well, let me go talk to Be Realer. So he goes down to the jail to talk to him. And the dude was like, look, fuck y'all. Fuck you. Fuck the radio station. I mean, fuck the record, all of that. He said, I signed to y'all a year ago or however long ago, and I'm still on welfare. So yeah, I'm in here because I had to rob some people. Okay, because I had to rob some people because I ain't making no money. So Lou was like, listen, if you agree to do what I'm telling you to do, I have you out of here by tonight. He was like, you have me out of here by tonight. I'll do whatever the hell you want me to do. So that's going to be Lou's new artist, Be Realer. And true to his word, Lou got him out of jail. He went to Andre, the Teflon Don, at least to the end of this episode. And he gets Be Realer out of jail. And he's on stage that night down to the club. So Lou is true to his word. And he does agree to come on and be the head of the they didn't call it hip hop back then, the rap division. Now, while this is going on, we back down in Atlanta at Spelman, child of what her name? Jukebox and Nakia. They're having relations, okay? They're having relations, and when it's all over with, they're talking. And Jukebox lets her know how it went down, why she left. And she said, listen, I was thinking maybe I can hang out here with you till I figure it out. And old girl, you could see it in her face. She was like, is it Aisha? Why I call her Nakisha? Anyway, Aisha. That's right. Because I was like, Aisha, you are the girl that I never had. Okay. So I don't know why I had Naisha in my head. I just added an N to it. Anyway, thank you, boo. Aisha ain't feeling it. Now, Aisha likes Jukebox, and I think that, as somebody that when you go away to college, it is a lot. It's new. It's a lot, especially when you go away from home. Her parents seemed like they were a little overbearing. And with all of that being said, I respect the fact that she was honest with Jukebox. Like, she didn't play. She was like, look, I can't do that right now because I'm just figuring some things out for myself. I love you, Juke, and I love this connection that we have, but I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that right now. And I respect the fact that she was honest. And she also said, I haven't made myself sick since I've been down here. Which goes back to the conversation I think we had last week or the week before last, or last season about her sickness, and I was like, maybe, it was nerves, maybe she was bulimic, whatever. So when she said I haven't made myself sick, makes me think that she was making herself sick. And I don't know if she meant like she was physically doing it, or if just her nerves were so bad and her anxiety was so bad that it gave her an upset stomach. I don't know. But anyway, she's doing a lot better. And I think Juke really meant it when she was like, I get it, because she wasn't mad. She didn't walk away mad. But baby, next thing you know, Jukebox ads them popped up in New York. And I was like, what are we doing with Jukebox? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing with this character? But neither here nor there. It's only episode 2. I had to tell myself, really be. It's only episode 2. Let them cook. Let them cook, okay? Let them give it to us. I said, okay, I'm going to let them give it to us, but I don't know where the hell we're going with it. I don't know where we're going with it. Yeah, she was smoking the reefer. DeMarcus. Now, Marvin done met up with Stefano, and Stefano then asked him to handle another situation for him. And the first time that Stefano reached out to Marvin, well, the first time we know was last season, but that was part of the deal. But when Stefano reached out to him last week and asked him to take care of his son-in-law, I said, okay, well, he was a made man. He can't really put his hands on a made man, so he had to go outside of the family, yada, yada, yada. I kind of gave Stefano a pass on that one. But on this one, this person is not no made man. You literally can go handle this yourself. And it makes me wonder, why are you reaching out to Marvin when you've got what you need in-house to handle these things? But neither here nor there, Marvin agreed to do it. He said he got one of his people that run his one of his bookies is taking money off the top. And, he said we've warned him, but he's still doing it. But when we get to who the bookie is, it's a black guy. So I was like, whoa, 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 and whoa. Yeah, he said that his daughter's pregnant. Yeah. But I was just like, I just wasn't understanding that connection. But he's using stuff. I mean, but it's clear that Stefano is using Marvin for whatever reason he is. I don't know what his ultimate goal is. Maybe he just really just feel like Marvin. Maybe Marvin will do it for cheaper. I don't know. But it was very interesting. It was very interesting to me for him to ask Marvin to do that job because when I saw the dude and I was like, it's a black guy. That shocked me. Rock goes to Stefano complaining about Quan. And again, I already kind of told y'all, Stefano was like, well, if you can find somebody to take his place, then I'm down. But you can't take Quan out until you find a replacement. And he told her all the things that the replacement had to have. Like, it's got to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So, and of course, when Marvin went to talk to the guy started talking to Marvin, and Marvin ended up killing him. Now, Marvin, you was only supposed to rough that man up, but baby, that man called Marvin and Uncle Tom, said he was working for the white man. He said Stefano got you doing his dirty work, and all he does is see you as nothing but another bloop, bloop, bloop. You know what I'm saying? You said Rock is gonna go back to Joe Quinn. Yeah, I think so too. Or even that, they're gonna have to bring in a whole new character. And where would that person come from? I don't know. I think Rock and Stefano are setting Marvin up to take the fall. I don't think so, because Rock didn't know that Marvin was meeting with Stefano. Remember when she met with Andre at the end of this episode? We'll get to that in a minute. She didn't know. Now, here comes my favorite scene in this whole episode. Right now, this might be my favorite scene so far this season. I know we only 2 episodes in, but so far this season, baby, this is my favorite scene. Baby, Rock and Kanan meet up with Snaps and Pop. And Kanan gives them the money that they gave him for Ronnie, because they remember when he said he was going to take Ronnie out, and they told him, well, Ronnie owes us money. So if you take out Ronnie, you taking on his debt. So Kanan was giving them the money, saying our debt is clear. He was like, whoa, hold up. You paid the money back, but that's not how this business works. Ronnie owed us this plus, because now how we supposed to make any money if we wasn't charging no interest? They said, we get a percentage of your business now. Baby, Kanan was like, are you crazy? He was like, I already had my business up and running before I ran into you or that Ronnie ass. And they were like, that ain't got nothing to do with us. And it was so funny because Rock was standing back there like, And baby, when Rock tried to like intervene, baby Snap said, this ain't your problem. This between me and him. Cause he was Billy Badass. He was grown walking up in here. Okay. He was grown when he walked his ass up in here and made this deal with us. You ain't gotta worry about this, Rock. This between me and him. Baby Rock said, Rock said, okay. So then Kanan gonna say, he gonna, y'all know how Kanan get, that's not fair. That's not fair. They were like, baby, that's not what you talking about. That's how this business works, bro. That is how this business works. So when Rock realized, basically, she got it. She got it. She knew what it was. And she was like, Kanan, let's go. He talking about something, I'm not done. Baby, when he turned around to buck at Rock, and the whole, all of the men stood up like they was about to do something. When he bucked at his mother, and all of them stood up like they was about to get whoop Kanan ass, and Snaps hit him with the, like, I got this. Baby, Snaps said, now listen, I try not to get involved in things that ain't my business. Family matters. But it's clear to see that you and your mama ain't on the same page right now. But the disrespect won't be tolerated. The disrespect won't be tolerated. Now, we done told you owe us more money, and we are now a part of your business. So you need to go on out of here. Like your mama said, you need to listen to your mama. Baby, and Rock hit Kanan with the, let's go, we're done. Baby. Ooh, that was the best. I was so here for it because it's about time that Kanan understands, one, how the streets work for real, and two, you don't know it all. You don't have all of the answers, and you do still need, at the very least, you need your mama's input on shit. And Rock, when they got outside, Rock told him, like, look, you don't want to play no games with them. They said, she was like, they haven't gotten to where they are without leaving some bodies on the ground. So you really don't want that smoke. So then he went, once again, here go Kanan. She was like, this, like, this was your damn plan to get rid of Ronnie. He was like, well, you got rid of, you made decisions without me too. She was like, it had to be done. He was like, that was my father. She was like, and here's where I always get frustrated with Rock. Why not tell Kanan in that moment, look, he was about to go down and he was trying to take Marvin with him. If Marvin goes down, the whole family goes down. It had to be done. I get it that that's your daddy, but nigga, you ain't even know that was your daddy till 2 years ago. So let's not play that game. You didn't know who he was until 2 years ago. But he was literally about to get hemmed up as a dirty cop, and he was going to take Marvin with him. And if Marvin go, I go, you go, this whole fucking family goes. And I feel like that should have been said. But honestly, it probably wouldn't have made no difference because Kanan has decided that he mad and that Rock is the bad guy and he does everything right and Rock does everything wrong. It doesn't even matter that you in this shit. This whole thing started because of your ass to begin with. But whatever. Whatever. You started all of this going back to the first episode of season 1 But neither here nor there. All right. So Kanan take grandma to her doctor's appointment, and doctor tell her she died. Ain't nothing they can do. He said we could try to give her some more chemo, but all that's gonna do is prolong the inevitable. The cancer then spread to her lungs. The cancer is not so. And she said, "Look, Kanan, I'm dying." And when he takes her back home, Kanan says, "Now look, I know this family loves secrets, but at this point, you need to talk to your family." Like, and she says she don't want to face her kids, but so I guess that's going to be coming. So then we see Rock at dinner with Andre with the attorney, and they have a moment, right? They have a moment where he, lets her know, look, they've dropped the investigation for now, but just know that Marvin ain't off the hook 100%, and y'all need to move differently. He says, look, Lou done called me to get one of his people out of jail, and that don't cover your retainer, so I will be sending you a bill for that. She was like, all right, Lou gonna pay for it, but all right, go on and send me the bill. And she said, I really wish that I knew who you knew. She was like, you got people everywhere. You got people at the DOJ. You got people at the FBI. You got people at NYPD. And one of these days, I'm going to find out who your connects are. And he was like, then you won't need me anymore. And they have a nice little, back and forth. And at first I was thinking, I know Rock ain't about to sleep with her attorney. But when they went outside and the way they hugged and the way they said goodbye, I said, I don't think he's going to be here much longer among us. And I was right. But it was just the way they said goodbye. So we down to the club. Like I said, what his name? B Will is on stage rapping. Kanan and Crystal make up. Marvin is there with Lou. That's when Lou gets the job offer. Jukebox shows up. Everybody's happy to see her. Even her and Crystal sit at the table together without cussing each other out. Did something else happen there? Everybody, of course, is looking for Famous. Where's Famous? Where's Famous? Famous gone, child. Famous gone. Then we see Andre going home, Be Realer. And at first, I was like, are we getting ready to find out who his connect is? Because I said, wait a minute. Because they just show him walking down this hallway with his briefcase and stuff, and I was like, "Is he about to take us to Famous?" I'm all these things are going in my mind. Like, is he about to show us where Famous is? Like, does he have Famous locked up in an apartment somewhere? Are we getting ready to see who his connect is? Like, are we gonna see him meet with somebody in the FBI? Are we gonna see him meet with somebody? Like, I'm trying to figure out all these different things, right? No, it's Unique. And Unique was like, so you fucking up? He was like, what you talking about? Is that what you doing? Is that what you doing? Are you effing her? And he ends up killing the man. Now, I really was hoping he would just beat him up a little bit. But no, he gone. Now, I don't know what Rock gonna do, because I don't know what Rock gonna do. But either way, he gone. DeMarcus, you think B Realer is Breeze? You think B Realer is Breeze? I'm thinking Unique is Breeze. And I know we said that before, and we went back and forth with that. But now with this injury now, with this brain injury, and they're like, he's not the same. I'm wondering if it's Breeze now. But I don't know. But that was last night's episode of Raising Kanan. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Rock will think that Stefano had Andre smoked because he had intel on Stefano. Oh, that's right. He did that. Thank you, DeMarcus. He did talk about the organized crime piece of it. He did say that. I don't know. Y'all think so? Yeah. Yeah, that was a terrible move by Unique. But again, Unique is not, he's not thinking clearly. Like he's not, he's just not. So I think he's gonna be Ronnie 2.0. I do agree with that. I do agree that it's gonna be Ronnie, him just out here just crazy. I don't know. But anyway, that's gonna be the whole, I guess that's gonna be the whole season. Stefano is definitely Stefano, whatever. He definitely can't be trusted. Definitely. He's up to something with this Marvin thing. And we know he don't mean rock any good. Like she's a means to an end. Thank you, Universal Soul Goddess. Thank you, boo. Or Universal Goddess. All right, you guys, let me get out of here. I will talk to y'all later. Mwah! Peace.